Hello, this is Stampy, and welcome to episode number 11 of the Magic Animal Club podcast. I am Stampy, as I just said, and I'm also being joined by...
What are you laughing at?
Because I went, hello, this is Stampy, I'm Stampy, basically. I want everyone to know exactly who it is,
So who is it again?
It's Mr. Blobby. No, sorry, Stampy.
Oh,
I get confused.
Blobby. Forgot about him.
Has everyone noticed the difference?
Yeah. Had a haircut. You like it?
No,
it's nice, isn't it?
Okay.
I have.
You need to try and work out what I'm talking about, Squid. There's a difference.
I already know what you're talking about.
No, you honestly, Squid, you don't. So there's a difference which has happened, and you are the only person here who wouldn't be able to know what the difference is. Everyone else listening knows what the difference is or has the opportunity to work out what the difference is apart from you. What is the difference?
I know what it is.
What's the difference?
Your microphone.
What? How did you know that?
Because I can tell.
You can't hear me. Like through...
Yeah, but I can tell.
How did you know I got a new microphone? Did you just guess?
Yeah, well, I actually thought because last time when you were in Italy, you were using that taser gun microphone.
Yeah.
And I just thought that you meant you just had your normal microphone back. But is this true? Was I right? Do you have a new...
Well, yeah, something that I didn't tell you, but yesterday I got a new microphone, and you really shocked me. And I was like, I didn't tell Squid. I did. So yeah, I got a new microphone. So I'm kind of I'm in like the trial period because microphones are weird in the fact that like. It's not, they don't obviously get better. It's not like, oh, you buy a better microphone, it sounds better. A lot of them just kind of sound different. And so I've had the same microphone for ages, and it's a decent microphone. It's not been the best, and so I thought like I should try and upgrade. So I'm in a trial period for this new microphone. So it sounds a bit different. Like I sound a little bit like it sounds a bit warmer. I think I like the sound of the new one. I think it makes me sound a little bit deeper. I mean not much deeper. It's still me, but this is my test. Okay, so listen to the podcast and let me know what you think.
So you didn't think to test it on maybe a short little video? You thought you'd test it on an hour-long podcast. So what happens at the end of this, Kay, right? If you come to edit it and then you don't like the way you sound, we're not going to do this all over again, Stamps.
I know it works. Like, I've tested it in terms of I've recorded, I've played back. Like, I know it's functionally fine. I just want to see whether people are going to like it or not. And generally, people don't like any kind of change, so... I'm assuming a lot of people won't like it just because it sounds a bit... But to be honest, I reckon if I had said nothing, no one would have realised anything whatsoever anyway. So I think it's only people like me that would even notice this stuff. Or you, because you're apparently psychic.
There's another thing you didn't know about me, Stamps. Known each other for 3 or 4 years. You didn't know I was psychic. There we go. How do you feel?
Now I know. So is there anything else that's changed, Squid? I just want to test you. I want to see what... Okay, you need to predict, okay, what event happened yesterday to me?
What event happened yesterday? Yesterday was a Sunday.
Okay, so I'm making it sound like something big happened. Like nothing big happened. I just want you to just tell me to walk me through my day yesterday, and I'll tell you how accurate you are.
Okay. Stampy's day yesterday. So you probably woke up about 10, half 10. Went downstairs, had a cup of tea, brought a cup of tea upstairs, probably went on the PC, checked your emails, maybe planned a little bit, and then maybe you did a little bit of recording or prep work for recording. And then you probably got a little bit hungry around 3 o'clock, had something to eat, did some recording, chilled out a bit with Squareshare, and then you played like Halo or some kind of video game towards later on, probably stroked your cat for a little bit, something like that. And that's pretty much it. I'd say that's a decent Stampy day right there.
You're making me realise how boring my life is, Squid.
Is it accurate?
It's pretty close. So I probably did wake up about 10, but I didn't get out of the bed until later because I'm still I'm still pretty exhausted because I've recently got back from Italy, so I'm still kind of a little bit in the recovery stage from vacation. It's weird, you always end up coming back more tired for some reason, I find. So, but yeah, I mean, drinking, making a cup of tea. I mean, that's an easy choice, isn't it? You know, like you know that's gonna be my first waking thought is where's the first cup of tea gonna come from?
Exactly.
Yeah, I recorded a couple of videos, and I've been playing Uncharted 4 actually, rather than Halo. So that was kind of. So and that's been good.
How is Uncharted 4? Because I was thinking about playing it, but yeah, how is it? Is it good?
It's good. It's really fun. So like I always like single player games. I generally only play games that are good for like two people to play through. So like games with good stories, or like things like Telltale games, like things like Minecraft Story Mode and things like that are great because even though only one person's playing, you can kind of do decisions together, and it's kind of as fun watching as it is playing. And Uncharted is a good game like that. Whereas, you know, I've kind of been mainly playing, but, you know, I've been kind of playing through with Squishy, and then, you know, we're kind of, even though there's no real choices you have to make, it's just like a film. It's like a blockbuster film. And so that's been really good fun, and it just looks incredible. Like if you just see any screenshots or trailers of it, you can just see it's really, really pretty. And you know, whatever graphics don't make a game good, and in fact the gameplay, I think it's fine, but I don't really like it amazingly. But just how good it looks and how good the animation is and how good the voice acting is, it's kind of an experience to play through. So I haven't completed it yet. I'm about like 2 hours in, I think. So I'm enjoying it so far, though.
Nice, good stuff. Well, since you're mentioning video games, okay, I'm very excited for the new Call of Duty stamps. They're not for the new one, but for the Call of Duty 4 remake. Because I think what we should do is we should do another 1v1 on shipment. Because me and Stamps we did this about 2-3 years ago, something like this. Can you remember? Because I was like, oh, I'll beat you on COD. And then it was like, okay then. So then we had a 1v1 on the little shipment map, and you absolutely annihilated me. So, yeah. I think we should redo it again. I think it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'd love to do that. Because, I mean, the good thing for me is because, you know, all of my channel is you know, it's about Minecraft and kind of platforming games and things. Like, I always like it because people don't expect me to kind of play other games much or, you know, be particularly good at them. But, you know, I'm a true nerd, you know. Like, when I play a game, I learn everything about the game. And so the thing is, when I played against you, is I knew all the spawn points. Like, I had my headset on, I was listening to you running around. You're there, like, you know, like your aim's good and your reaction time, but I was just nerdier than you. So I think that's how I was able to do better.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that because that is going to be amazing. I also like how cheeky they've been with it as well, because they know that the new COD isn't going to sell that much, so they've just bundled it with the new COD. Like, you know, you have to buy the new COD to get the COD 4 remake. It's such a sneaky little thing to do, but that means they know that their COD, you know, isn't going to be as good. So like, why would they carry on with like the futuristic thing when they know that like old school is better? Like the Battlefield 1 trailer, that went absolutely huge, and that was it World War 1 it was saying? Or was it
the clues in the titles, Squid.
World War 1.
What's the game called?
But yeah, that looks amazing too. So which one are you more excited about? I want to hear your opinion. Battlefield 1 or the remake?
I think like, I mean, I'm not hugely excited about either of them, to be like, I don't really have the time to get into many new games like that. Like Halo is my thing, and that has always been my thing, so that's kind of the one exception. But you know, when I was at college and stuff, or you know, in the holidays and that, like I would have time to play a bunch of games and get good at them. But like now, I just don't have that time anymore, so I know I'm probably not going to put much time into either of them. I think Battlefield 1 just seems more interesting because World War 1, it's not an easy event to make a game about. You know, it's not like the way battles are fought now, or you know, even in World War II. So I'm kind of interested to see how they do it and maybe play the single player of that, even though that's generally something that people don't care too much about single player. Like Call of Duty, I just got no interest in Call of Duty anymore, and I haven't for a long. You know, there was a time when I would look forward to the new one, and that probably lasted about 3 or 4 of them. I was looking forward to the next one, but then I kind of got bored of that, and just everything that I've seen of what they're doing with it, with like like the wall running and the way it's so sped up is kind of put me off even more and more. Like I always like kind of slower paced games, I find, which I know most people don't. Like I don't even like the fact they've added like sprint to Halo now, and so every time they release a new one, they're like, it's faster, you can now fly, you can run on the walls, you can run on the ceiling, you can turn to a robot spider, you know, they kind of add all of this stuff, and I'm like, well, no, I don't want that. Like, so it's I think it's just kind of not for me anymore.
Yeah, and I think a lot can be said for like, you know, the kind of saying, you know, the simpler the better, because that obviously does work, you know, really well in games. People don't like, you know, overcomplicating things. So. But
the thing is, then again, I don't want to like play it simple either. I don't want to play it the way it was, because I've played that before and I got bored of that because I played it too much. So I think that no matter what they do, I won't like it, because I don't like the new things that they're doing.
Which one are you talking about?
So I'm talking about. So I liked the you know the early games, the more simplified games. Like I enjoyed them at the time, but I played them so much I got bored of that play style. But then I don't like what they're doing new with it. So if they go back to the way it used to be, I won't want to play it because I'm bored of that. And then if they keep going in the direction they are going in, I just don't like that play style. So like no matter what they do, I won't.
You might as well just give up, developers.
Well, I have.
There's no pleasing stamps.
I just played Minecraft. I'm fine. I'm happy with that. Anyway, so what's been going on with you? I spoke a little bit about. Well, I spoke about my exciting Sunday, stroking my cat and making a video. So what have you been up to since the last podcast?
I've had a couple of meetings and a couple of just like a couple of meetings about some new projects I've got kind of coming up, and kind of spending long nights just writing notes upon notes and getting into stuff. But yeah, things are moving along now. So
that's
I can't
very vague and mysterious, Squid. I've had some meetings with some people.
Oh no, it's about the game that I'm making, because we mentioned it before on the podcast, but. I had some meetings. Things are moving along. Found the right team and the right people, and things are going forward. As I said, I don't really want to mention too much. You guys already basically knew from the previous podcast that that I was going to be kind of delving into that kind of stuff. But yeah, everything's moving forward now, so that's been happening. Got a holiday coming up again. Me and you, people that have just come to these podcasts, they must think we go on holiday a lot, because obviously I went to Paris, and then you went away to Italy, and then I'm off again with my family. They must think we just have holidays every week, which we don't. It's just that we've just kind of done it in a way that
we're alternating at the moment. Because the worst thing is, because so many of our videos are done together, it's like the problem is we always go away at different times. So Squid went away to France, then I went away to Italy, and now where are you going to next?
I'm actually not far from your house, really.
You're coming down south of England.
Yeah, we're going down south. We've got a little holiday home down south, because obviously us Northerners, we don't really see down south that much. So there's a big group of people. So
they get to visit the nice side of the country for a holiday. I'm joking. Everyone in the north.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Wow.
Calm down.
Oh dear. But yeah, there's my side of the family, Nicole's side of the family, her mum and dad and brothers and granddad and granddad, and we're gonna have we're going for a week, taking the dogs, just away from it all, really. Not that I need it, but I think it'd be nice to get away with the family, because I've never done a family holiday before. So yeah, that should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that.
But what I'm
not looking forward to the road trip, because Lily gets car sick quite easily, and it's like a 4.5 hour drive. So that should be quite interesting.
The problem is, though, what I was saying is that you went away for like a week, and then I went away for a week, and now you're going away for a week, and then like straight after, I'm going away for a week as well. I'm going. I can't say exactly where I'm going. I will announce it sooner. But I'm going back to the US for something soon. Some of you might look at your calendars and kind of work out what it's going to be anyway. But so we're basically alternating being away, which is rubbish because if we're both away at the same time, it doesn't matter because, we couldn't record anyway. So now we basically have a week away and then a week hurriedly recording 2 weeks worth of videos together and then like a week away again. Like we're doing it. We need to talk to each other. So we need to synchronize better and
sync the holidays.
Yeah, we need to like book in our calendar when we can be away. It's not normally been. This is only the only time it's really been like this. To be fair, generally we don't go away this much, this close together. But it's been a stressful time because there's times where I'm sitting there and Squid's away and I'm like, right, I got loads to record, but I literally can't. Can you record like a soundboard? Can you just record yourself saying a bunch of typical words you might say, and then I can just edit them into the videos, and people won't know that.
Well,
I've
got a better idea.
There.
Why don't you take like all the previous videos that we've ever kind of done? I'm pretty sure you can get every single type of word that I will ever say in them videos, and then you can just mash it up. You can just, anything that you ask, I'll probably have, especially with the ice cream parlor. Like, how many random words do we say in that? I'm pretty sure that you're not going to be short of like, words to say.
I could make you say anything. Oh, I'd make you so nice to me. You'll just be complimenting me the entire time. Be like, Stampy, you are great. You are so great. It'd just be like that. Well, to be fair,
it might take you a week, Stamps, but I'm pretty sure you get a video out. It'll take you a week to edit it all, but it'll be fun.
That's something we need to do for an ice cream parlor, isn't it? We should do that. That's what we can do that for. Like, we could just say a bunch of words and then just splice them all together. Yeah. It'd be a chance for me to make you much funnier than you actually are as well, Squid. That's another benefit.
Wow, what a guy. Oh man. So, Stamps, I'm going to take to the Facebook page because it's been a while since we've actually grabbed some comments. I know that in the last podcast, what we managed to do was talk about a pizza for...
Oh, I need to give an update on that, and you might have seen that if you've just gone on the Facebook page. There is a pizza update. So in the last episode, because the last episode I was away in Italy, and I was talking about my pizza woes, where I went to Italy and I wanted a pizza, but every time I asked for a pizza, they'd give me a pizza base, cover it in loads of cheese, and be like, there's your pizza. And they'd be like, wait a minute, where's the tomato sauce? And I was very disappointed, but on the final day, literally moments before we head to the airport, we were walking through town and we were going to get let's get a snack before, so we don't have to eat at the airport. We were going to get a crepe or something, and then we were walking past, and then there was a really nice restaurant, which we had talked about going to but never did, and the guy came out and he was like, hey, table for two? And we were like, yes. Okay, we hadn't planned it. We're like, yes, all right. So we sat down. We're like, right, we've got literally an hour until we're leaving for the airport. So we're like, just give us a tasty pizza with tomato sauce as quick as you can. And then they brought it out and it was really tasty. There's a picture of it you can see. I don't know how nice it looks, but it tasted amazing. And so we got it. In our final moments before we left, I got my margarita pizza.
Nice. The final stretch. You managed to do it. Good stuff. And was that the best moment of the holiday then? Just getting that pizza?
It was. I felt like I could. So the plan for the holiday was we didn't know how long we were going to go there. We were just going to go there for as long as it takes until we get the pizza. Like I was like, I'm not leaving until we get the pizza. So I could have ended up staying there for a month unless I got it then. So, but if we got it on the plane on the way there, it's like, oh, let's turn around and go back. All done.
That should be a thing. You should just plan the holiday around what food you want to eat. You should do that.
I mean, the thing is, that's quite a big part of holidays, is the food, isn't it? Don't you find? That's quite a lot of the decisions and things you do evolve around where do you go to eat, or let's go down to a nice place, to have a snack or something. I realized that basically all we do in the holiday is travel between different places to eat. That's what the majority, I mean, depending on where you go, of course. But if you're in Italy and the food's as tasty and fresh as it is, where we went, a lot of the things that we did revolved around rotating to different tables and different places to have a different view while we eat something. That was a large portion of what the holiday was. I also made on the last day, did you see the documentary I made? I made a documentary there.
Did you?
I did. About cats.
About cats?
About cat. I made a cat documentary there. We did
documentary.
Some fly on the wall filmmaking. We were basically looking down. It was like a port, where all the boats were, and there was just like a few cats sitting there, and I just started filming them. I don't know why. And then we started doing like commentary about what they were doing, and there was 2 rival gangs, and they ended up literally getting in a fight. Then at the end, there was about like 10 cats or something running around down there, and at first there were only 2. And it was exciting. So I think it's my pinned tweet at the moment. If not, just kind of scroll down. It's an unlisted video. I didn't want to subject everyone to it, but if you want to see my documentary I made about cats, then that's available to you.
Do you ever find yourself doing that? Like,
yeah,
not
I did
just
it
in cats,
a few days ago,
but with like other people. Because when we went to Disneyland, me and Ash was waiting outside the store, waiting for the girls, and we saw 2 French people having a conversation, but we couldn't understand what they were saying. So we then kind of acted out and did like a live commentary of what they were saying. As like it was at each other. So one of them was like pointing and putting the hands in the air and saying stuff, and we was like, "Oh, my wife went to the shop 2 hours ago. I don't know what happened to her. I seem to have lost her." Then someone else would basically say like something else. You just have a conversation and just think what they're saying. So that's one of the good things about going to foreign countries.
Well, we used to do that when watching television, where we would just mute the TV and we'd be watching like Emmerdale or something, and then we would just like soap operas and stuff, and so we would just talk the voices. So they'd be there saying like, "Oh my god, can't believe what Derek did to Cassandra" and stuff. They would be talking about all this stuff, but we'd be there saying, "Oh no, I lost my bubble gum," or just like making up ridiculous things for them to say. So we used to do that. I've not done it in real life. I've not done it in the field. I'm not ventured out that far yet.
I just had an idea.
All right.
I'm gonna do it to someone that's vlogging. Like if you took someone who's done like a vlog on YouTube and dubbed it, that would be amazing. That would be so good. Because they'd be like holding the camera up and like walking around and pointing at stuff, and you could literally just like dub it and say anything that you want.
I couldn't believe how many people use selfie sticks now. It's unbelievable. Going around Italy, because everyone's on their holidays there, everyone's just sitting there at a restaurant, and at any given time, like 2 people will just be holding up selfie sticks and doing smiles, and it's so like, it's amazing how quickly it's become normal and socially acceptable to have a giant stick to take pictures of yourself. Like, I couldn't believe it, just how like it wasn't like. I don't know, I felt like it was very much like a this generation new thing and like kind of early adopter thing. But no, it's just everyone of all ages and all different types of people were just all there with their selfie sticks. And it was just, it was just a normal...
Just amazing.
Because I always avoid, like, because I mean, I've done a bit of vlogging. I'm not, like, I wouldn't consider myself a vlogger, but I've done a few vlogs. And I'm always trying to draw as little attention to myself as I can. So I just kind of have a camera with a really wide lens, so I don't need to hold the camera too far away. And I'm kind of speaking quietly saying, okay, so I'm about to go inside here. I'm trying to be like that. But like the selfie stick is basically like holding up a flag. Just saying, everyone, I'm recording or taking a picture of myself. And it's, I don't know, I just don't, I don't know if I don't have the confidence. I don't know, I just don't like, I think I'm always conscious to...
Self-conscious.
Well, no, it's not even that. Like, it's whenever there's something new, I'm always don't like the idea of looking like I'm jumping on the bandwagon. So, like, whenever there's like a YouTube trend or something. So when they was doing like, there's all like these challenges going around, or like the Harlem Shake might be a good example. Like because I always am aware of how, like, these things, I know they're not going to last, and unless you're kind of the first ones to do it, you kind of just look like you're following. I'm always very conscious of not looking like I'm following a trend, and I don't know why, or like trying to do the new thing. And I think that I kind of put selfie sticks in that crowd, but kind of seeing how many people are using them, I think they've just become part of life now.
Yeah, well, they were banned in Disneyland. Straight up banned. You wasn't allowed to take them in the parks because they're so weapon-like, if you think about it. It's just a big metal
It's
pole.
just a stick. I mean, you can call it what you want. It's a big stick at the end of the day. It's a big stick that you can strap your phone onto the end of. I think, that's kind of...
It's a big dangerous stick, though, Stamps. That's the problem here.
Especially
this is what Disneyland...
Because they're looking at their screen, and what they're focusing on? Themselves. They're focusing on, gotta get the right angle of my... that's what they're not looking at their surroundings. They're just staring at themselves to get, like... It's just weird that there's a tool that's become this popular, and its purpose is designed just to get a better angle for a picture or a video. Like that's how much we care about how we look in this stuff.
Absolutely crazy. I'm not surprised someone hasn't killed themselves. You know, they're on top of a mountain and just backing up with a selfie stick trying to get the right shot and just falling off the end of a cliff. You know, I could see that happening. I really could in this day and age.
But they've got a lovely picture as it happened. They've got the right angle, the sun. You know, it would have looked beautiful when they did it. To be fair.
I think it would have looked a bit blurred because they've been falling down the mountain.
Yeah, but you get a nice high angle view of it at least. So that's
nice
the
bird's eye view.
You went to say ages ago, but then I interrupted you. You were going through the Facebook page. Is there anything someone said or suggested that you'd like to talk about?
Someone really wants to know what seed we do this world. I know it's not about the podcast, but we'll probably just put that on the Facebook page. But yeah, there's been a lot of Squiddy tips and Stampy tips. I don't know what you want to do first.
We normally start with a Squiddy, don't we? We normally start with a Squiddy and end with a Stampy. So that sounds like an enjoyable afternoon.
On a serious note. Okay. Well, before we get on to that, I just really want to, because we haven't spoke about this in weeks, and I don't want it to be like a thing we're going to talk about for a long time today. I just want to quickly go over
Cress.
Yeah.
Is that honestly what you were going to say?
Yeah.
Why? Why are you bringing? Okay. So, well, what do you want to know?
Well, how's it going? How's it growing?
How's it growing? Hey, how's it growing? Is that gonna? I'm gonna use that in one. It's like, I mean, I'm taking it slow. I realise I kind of went in a bit too, Cress takes time, and developing the Cress hobby, really takes time, and so, I'm taking this. I'm trying to do like one video a week at the moment. So people seem to enjoy it. Like I think like less people watch it now than obviously because when I did the Quest video where it linked to it, I think that kind of sent a lot of people over there, and then a lot of people went, they looked, they saw, they left, and now they haven't come back. But the people that enjoy Cress really enjoy the Cress. Like I can tell by the comments, the people that enjoy the videos really enjoy the videos, and then there's the other ones that I think are just a little bit worried about me, leaving comments saying, I hope Stampy's okay. Has Stampy been getting enough sleep? There's genuine concern, for me, from a lot of the other people watching these videos. The people that I've seen the level I've taken it to. And so it's the most, because the big thing about uploading a YouTube video is reading the comments. And I think that's especially true in the early days of YouTube because it's kind of the first time you're getting feedback. At a certain point, when you've done videos for a certain amount of time and you know your audience very well, it's very easy to predict the type of comments you're going to get. And so if I upload a video and I know what the video is, I generally have a pretty decent idea of what the comments of people are going to say, whether they're good or bad. But with Cress, I had no idea what people were going to say. So it's still one of the series that when I upload it, I look forward to reading the comments, I think, more than any of my other videos at the moment.
I can't wait until you go to a convention and someone gives you Crest fan art.
Oh, do that!
Or even just Cress.
Oh, please! If you're listening to this and we meet at a convention, it's the first person to give me Cress seeds or anything. The thing I love is people keep sending me videos and pictures of them growing Cress, and there's other let's Cressing. There's other channels that have been doing that now as well, and it's fun. It's fun that people that. Because I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me. It's they do it, they're starting as a joke, but then they get into it. They get kind of... I developed a new hobby as well while I was in Italy.
All right.
Kind of an unexpected
Looking
one.
for pizza?
No, it's a genuine hobby, which I've actually been getting into. And it's a hobby I had a while ago when I was at school, and then I've neglected for years, and that hobby's chess. And so I used to play chess a little bit. There was one at school and would sometimes play it if it's raining or something. And I always enjoyed it, but then I just hadn't played it for probably about 15 years or something. And then at the hotel, they had an outdoor, it was a table which had a chessboard in it, a really nice stone table, and it was in a really nice place to sit. And so me and Squishy sat down with a cup of tea, and we're let's play chess. And so we had a game of chess, and I taught her the rules and stuff, and we were kind of just playing around doing it. And we ended up playing most evenings. We went and had a cup of tea and played chess. To even one of the waiters was you ordered tea. I knew you were playing chess. You always do chess and tea, So and I then signed up to chess.com. which is a website, and also there's an app for it. And I've been doing like looking up tutorials and stuff and getting into it. So I'm now enjoying playing chess again, which is a new hobby.
Chess Let's Plays.
Let's chess. Well,
Let's
there are
chess.
actually a few channels that are, do you know Hutch, who used to be big on Machinima?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's really got big into doing chess. So a lot of his videos is him playing like chess online, and there's like a
That's
really
so
competitive
weird.
scene about it, and it's really entertaining. And I know that when you say stuff like chess, people are like, "Man, why would you play chess when you can play video games?" You know, but like genuinely, like if you haven't played chess and learned the rules, like find someone else who's in the same boat and learn together. It's really good fun.
I actually bought chess the other week because Nicole was on about it. And she was going to teach me because I've never actually played it before, but it's still in the box. We still got to get around to doing it.
That might be that might be a fun thing for us to do online. We could play chess together. I can teach you some of the. I mean, I'm not great at chess. Like I'm kind of there's very like set, not like rules, whatever, but kind of ways to play and strategies and stuff. And I haven't bothered learning any of that. I'm kind of just playing it as I go. But I've been really loving it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna play it one night this week, and maybe I'll take it on holiday, and maybe we'll do the chest as well. Can have some father and son time with my dad and have a game of chess.
That'd be good. It's good. Trust me. It's genuinely good fun. Anyway, we both keep getting distracted. So Squiddy tips. You found some on the Facebook page.
Yeah, there was a comment from Kiki Faith, who she had a nice comment. She said, "Please keep the deep conversations. It makes the podcast unique." So thank you for the nice comments. I've never actually listened to that many other podcasts, so yeah, I don't really know like if people would like the deep conversations that me and Stamps have. I didn't even know they were classed as deep. I thought it was just regular conversations. But thank you. But she said also, Squiddy tips. How do I brush my hair using only a piece of paper and a headband? Now,
okay, can I just point out before
myself-
you go on that her comment was, "Keep up the deep conversations." How do I brush my hair with paper and deep conversations? Like, I love the fact she asked for deep conversations and then suggests we talk about that. I just had to point out how
it's a
hilarious
two-parter,
that is.
Stamps. It's a two-parter. She asked the serious part to you. I'm reading out the silly part here. So, she's wanted to know how she brushes the hair only using a piece of paper and a headband. Now, Stamps, I know that you are an avid hairbrusher. Is this correct? Can you confirm this?
I don't actually own a hairbrush, so as it may surprise you. No,
You've got long, fluffy, curly hair, though.
I know it would be long, straight hair if I had a hairbrush. My method for doing my hair is get out the shower, have a little bit of a shake, and let it gradually dry over the next hour. That's
You are literally just like a cat or a dog. You just when it gets out the rain, it just gives a little bit of a shake. And then that's it.
My hair's the word. My hair's it's like a curly sponge. My hair. It's literally like it just absorbs all of it, and then it like the way the curls go is like they'll curl kind of over my face, and then just drips onto my face. It's the most unpleasant thing. Like I hate being outside in the rain just because once I get back in, unless I dry my hair immediately, I've just got like. It's like it stores the water at the top of my head and then like does a gradual feed of water like down to like my face, generally on the end of my nose for like the next hour or something.
That doesn't sound nice. That sounds, pretty unpleasant. But anyway, let's get back to the very, very serious matter in hand. So, what you want to do, Kiki, is that you want to try and take apart your headband, because normally in a headband they have them little spiky things, don't they? It's normally like a comb, but it goes like all the way around your head. It's quite flexible, but it kind of has them spiky things to push your hair back. So what you want to do, okay, is you want to take off them spiky things because they are a crucial part of the hairbrush. And then what you want to do is you want to get the piece of paper and make an origami swan out of the piece of paper. Okay, it's quite an easy thing to do. Everyone knows how to do that, don't you, Stamps? You know how to do that, don't you? It's quite easy.
I made one just before the podcast.
Exactly.
As I always
when
do.
you've got that, you'll notice the swan has wings. Now, you'll have the spiky things from the headband. You want to glue the little spiky things on to the swan, okay? Now this is the most important moment, Stamps, okay? You place the spiky swan, on your head, and then you need to get in the shower, and you need to turn the water on. The swan will then come alive, and it'll comb your hair. So there we go. That's the Squiddy tip.
I'm struggling a little bit to see where the necessity of the swan comes in. Why could it not be, for example, a goose?
Because everybody knows, Stamps, that you can't actually make an origami goose. So
You can make an origami goose.
No, Stamps, come on. This is serious advice on Squiddy tips. Please don't. Let's not turn the conversation down with gooses, okay? Gooses aren't elegant. Swans are. So, there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to suggest such a ridiculous thing.
It's okay.
Squid. I apologize.
Sorry, Kiki, for that. He does this sometimes. He likes to butt in and suggest stupid things. But anyway, she has a more serious topic, which don't you want to do now or wait till the end? Or...
Oh, well, we'll save it for the if we'll make a good Stampy tip, we'll save it for the end of the podcast, like we normally do.
And please, Kiki, if you do this, please post some screenshots on the Facebook page, because I would be delighted to see how you get on with your comb swan.
Well, I'd love to see. Let's have a competition. Let's see who can make the best swan. Okay, so everyone.
Comb swan.
So I'm sure that if you could make it into a comb as well, that'd be good. So this isn't a drawing competition. Okay, this is an origami competition. So if anyone knows how to make a swan, then make a swan. If not, you can look a guide online. They're pretty easy actually. I have actually made origami swans in my life. So everyone, this is your project. Okay, this is your homework, your podcast homework. Make an origami swan. Leave it on the wall. Not as a private message on the Facebook page. If you don't have Facebook, and I know a lot of you don't, then tweet it at us, or like any way you can think to get it to us so we can see. Do that, and try and do it on like the first day the podcast goes up, so we have time to go through them. And then then we can share some of them on the Facebook page, and we can all appreciate each other's origami swans. And because I reckon a lot of people have never done origami before, and I think that just learning new skills and doing something outside of your comfort zone is so important. So that's everybody's homework. Self-improvement.
But it's not really an uncomfortable thing, is it? Like, it's not like, making an origami swan isn't
No, but people just might not think to do it. Like, it's kind of... Like, there's things that it's not like... But I'm
pretty sure it's not on everybody's to-do list to make an origami swan.
Like, why? Because why? In what other situation would they feel like they need to do that? And so I'm giving people that motivation to do it. Because otherwise they just wouldn't, they're just going to do what they normally do and what they like to do. And then this way I can suggest...
Spend the time more productively.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... It's just like, it's fun. Like, you might find out that you love doing origami, and after that you might want to make an origami penguin. Also, once again, quite an easy bird to make an origami, and you might really enjoy that. So there you go. That's everyone. Is that going to be a new thing? Shall I give everyone homework each week?
Homework for the next podcast.
Well, no, we should do that. We should do it. And like, I'm not saying like everyone else do. I'm not just saying the listeners do. I think us as well. What about every podcast? And I know I'm going to like this more than you are. We have to do something new, something that we haven't done, or learn something, or do something better, and just so we can. Then that way, like, I feel like the podcast will become more of a positive thing. Rather than just our rambling, if people get involved and actually join in, every week we're going to do something new.
I reckon mine will probably be chest.
Chest
for next week. Chest.
I'm going to put things in a chest. I never put things in a chest before. I always put them in boxes, but now... Okay, well...
That's going to be my new thing.
Well, maybe for the week after, when Squid's away, we can all learn to play chess, for those that don't, and for those that do, we can have another game. We can play online or something. But so this week though is to make an origami swan. So I'm going to make an origami swan. Are you going to do it, Squid? Are you going to commit? Are you going to remember?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to make an origami swan.
Okay, and so we're sharing them all on the Facebook page, and then next week's video as well, we can just add some pictures as well for those watching in the video podcast. If you're listening to just the audio podcast, then there's not much we can do, to be honest. I mean, we can describe them, but I don't really know what you expect from us. Calm down. Right, so so that's the plan.
What does the best origami swan winner get?
It's not like I think the reward for everyone should be in the doing. I don't think we need to have a carrot on a stick.
That's such a boring answer. That's so like adult-like stamps. That's so.
But no, like I don't think everything needs to be, to have a reward attached to it. I think that the reward is I think it's in the fact that you're learning something new, for those that don't know how to do it. And also just the fact that we're doing it as a community. Like, I think if just one person was like, I'm going to do a swan, they might do a swan and then that's it, whatever. But I think the fact that hopefully a lot of us are going to do it and share pictures of it, I think the fact that we're doing it as a group just makes anything more fun, because we can compare each other's swans. We can see who did the better swans, you just feel more involved, I think. So that's the reward. Yeah. Joining in.
Wow.
The fun of engagement.
The winner will get a well done from me and Stamps.
A virtual pat on the back. That's what you'll receive.
There we go. That's it. And do that. I'm hoping I'm gonna win this because I really want this pat on the head. This is something that I really want, Stamps. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna win this.
It always is funny because like a lot of people really like getting shout outs and mentions and things. And something I've been thinking about recently is why do people care so much? And so I'm trying to, I don't know whether it's mainly because it's someone you like. So say if there's a pop star I really like. So say for example, I loved Adele, okay? And then I heard her mention me, I'd be excited because it's Adele. And I don't know whether it's that or whether it's because you think that a lot of people are going to listen to it. You think, someone famous said it. And so like, because someone famous said something and a lot of people heard it, they kind of just want that attention. And it always seems like a weird thing to me that you just want to hear your name. So like obviously the big thing for me is the Love Garden. People, a lot of people really want to have a sign in Minecraft placed down and for me just to say their name and share what they've done. And I'm always like, is it because they like me? Is it because they just want a lot of people to see what they've done? Like, I'm always thinking, what is the motivation? Like, well, what do you think it is?
I just think it's an achievement. It's like, obviously, because if you're going to be, saying your Love Garden, I just think it's because people watch it enough, they're a fan. It's maybe they've been trying for 100 episodes or whatever, and it's their thing. Like, that's a big thing to them.
But would it be the same as if the Love Garden wasn't in the videos, but when I added someone to the Love Garden, I wouldn't mention them in the video, but I'd send them, I'd make a private unlisted video and send it to them and say, hey, I'm adding you to the Love Garden. Here's your name. Thanks for doing this thing, whatever your name is. If I did that, do you think they would like that less or more than it being in the video that everyone sees?
I think it's different for everybody. I think like you said, some people will like the attention and like the reason that they're in the video and everyone kind of sees them and that they can show their friends and stuff like that. But then some people might just be grateful that, you've messaged them and you've thought about them or whatever. So two types of people, everybody's different. I think I don't think there's any reason to get into it anymore, Stamps. I think that's it.
Like, do you find it weird? This is kind of related. So say if we're doing a meet and greet, okay, we've done quite a few together, and say there's people waiting up to meet us. You walk in the room, okay, Ballistic Squid has entered the room. People have noticed you, and people get excited, and they cheer, and you can see that they're physically happy, and by that I mean they're jumping, you can see that they've got energy, like, because Ballistic Squid, aka David, has entered the room, and that people are genuinely that excited just because you're there. Like, is that, have you got used to that? Because it's such an unnatural thing for people just, because it's kind of related to, as I was saying, a famous person, a celebrity has mentioned you. It's exciting because it's that person, Like, have you ever got used to the fact that people, get excited just because you're around them?
I don't think I've got used to it. I think I don't know. I think it was weird kind of like the first few times, but I think I'm kind of going back on myself here because I guess you do get used to it. To
a certain extent,
I think I'm surprised when it's out in public. When I'm off to conventions, I kind of, not big-headed, but I kind of expect it. I think it still surprises me a lot when, if I'm going out to a random place and a couple of fans will come up to me, and when you're out and about, you kind of forget sort of who you are until some fan comes up to you and you're like, oh yeah, you remember, you go like, oh yeah, just that sort of happened. But as I said, when you're at conventions, you kind of expect that thing. But I think again, it's different from person to person. Like some people are big-headed about it, and some people kind of, that's kind of their thing that they like to remind themselves all the time. Like, oh yeah, I'm important. Oh yeah, and all this stuff. So I think, again, there's two types of people. You can either, go about your day, or there's big-headed people which, like to remind everybody that they're big and important on a daily basis, like on Twitter or whatever, or they like to post stuff, or... Do you know what I mean?
I think it just goes down
like
to whether you begin just expecting it all the time. Like if you go to an event, and you're meeting people and, they're excited, and then... I think it's whether you continue to expect that all the time. I think that's kind of the big difference with different people, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, as I said, conventions, it's one of them things where you know where you're there. Like you're going there because you want to meet fans. You kind of, I think as well. I think we mentioned this before, but we're just as excited as you guys are to go into these big conventions and meet people, because we don't get any other fan interaction on that kind of level apart from seeing a comment or seeing how many likes a video gets, and that's not even fan interaction, that's just numbers. So yeah, I think pretty much 90% of the time it's just we're just as much excited, if not more, as you guys are when we see you guys. So yeah, I think it's a good feeling.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said, and sorry that we talk about like YouTube stuff so much, but it's kind of...
It's all we know. All we know is breathing and YouTube.
I mean, there is a part of that. I mean, it's obviously such a huge part of our lives. It's not all we do and all we live for, but it's such a massive part. But I think the reason I like talking about it in the podcast so much is kind of this is our place where we can just talk completely open, and I can just say... I can say things that I wouldn't say in a normal video. I can kind of question things. I can, this is kind of our chance to ask, what you people think. And I guess just to kind of show you, like we don't know everything. I think there's a lot of expectations where people look at YouTubers and they think they've got it worked out. They know what they're doing. They know the deal. They've got everything planned out. They're used to this. And this, I guess, the podcast, we can kind of show you how vulnerable we really are, and kind of how we... we're kind of just learning as we go, and everything that we do is new to us. Like you're making a video game, which is something that you've never done before, and it's something that most people won't do. And it's, because you're a YouTuber doesn't necessarily mean, you suddenly got it all worked out and you know what you're going to do. You've got to learn that just like anyone else would, and that kind of goes with any project we do outside of our company. When I did the book and things, just because I'm a YouTuber doesn't mean... I know anything better about what makes a good book. I have to just try and learn this stuff, as we go, and you got to learn to avoid. There's a lot of pitfalls. There's lots of people that try and exploit you, or make you do things that you don't want to do, and you kind of have to fight yourself a little bit and make sure you stick to your morals and don't go down a path that other people are going down just because you see them doing it. So there's a lot of it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not like, oh, you're a YouTuber, you got to a certain size, you're set, do what you want at this point. There's a lot of things that you have to kind of keep learning, I guess, and keep adapting and changing.
Yeah, and I think especially like you said about the game, just going back, there was a lot of that kind of back and forth about, who you're going to actually go with, who are you going to, trust to actually make this thing for you. Because there's so many people, out there that just kind of see who you are and your position, and then kind of, like Stamp says, exploit that and kind of want a lot more from you than, you know what I mean? It's very difficult. Very, very difficult. But yeah, I think what you said about the book as well, like you said, that you might not know what makes a good book. I want to disagree with you on the game. I think I know enough about, what I can do to make a good game. I think I'm pretty confident about that, to be honest.
I wasn't saying that you don't know. Like, I wasn't talking about you then. I was saying that the fact that you are, you're a big YouTuber doesn't necessarily mean that you would be better at doing that than someone else. I wasn't saying that, oh, you don't know what you're doing. I'm just saying that like I think the perception is that. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not, but like I always think back to before I was a YouTuber and when I watched YouTubers and my perception of how they are and what their life is like is very different to what it was like when I became a YouTuber. And so I kind of always think back to that. I think that people are just a lot savvier now and kind of understand the way things really work a bit better. But I think there was kind of an expectation that, oh, of course they're going to be good at this, or of course they're going to know what to do, they're going to make the right videos. I think there was an expectation of people just kind of knowing what they need to do more. And then when you're in the situation, like, there's no one telling us, there's no one guiding us. When we're coming up with a series or we're making a video, when we're setting up to record, it's no different to someone who made their channel yesterday and has no subscribers. None of that changes. We're still having to do it all of ourselves and come up with new ideas. And, if we want to do another project, it's just as difficult for us as someone else that was doing it. Of course, there's advantages, you're more likely to get those opportunities. I guess people might be more, if you're shown that you have had an excess in one area and they trust in you, you might have a better chance to do something else. But if you're venturing out of doing like, so say for example, if I wanted to do a cartoon, okay, and if I went to Nickelodeon and I pitched an idea to do a Stampy Cat cartoon, they're going to look, right, this is Stampy Cat, the Stampy Cat name is known, he's got a YouTube channel, that's less of a risk. But if I went to them and said, right, I want to do a cartoon about a talking plant that can walk around and it's really good at fishing, and I came up with a completely original idea, even if it was a really good idea, they're going to be less willing to do that because it seems riskier, and at that point they think, why should we go with this YouTuber's idea rather than a professional writer or producer? So it's kind of, there's opportunities that open up to us, but they're restricted in if we want to really step out and do something different to whatever we've done before. That's kind of one of the things that's annoyed me a little bit is, I love doing YouTube and I love doing what I want to do, and I'm not like, oh, I'm fed up of being Stampy, but I of course want to do other things as well, and that's kind of one of the things that's more difficult to just say to someone like, no, like it's not just Stampy, like that's me, it came from me, like I'm the person who did that, like I think that I could do something hopefully similar again. And so that's kind of one of the the harder things, I think.
I think as well is that now you've got a name, do you kind of find that people want to just kind of push your name, like Stampy, instead of the ideas and the creativeness behind it, if you know what I mean?
Yeah,
definitely. It's like the name is more of a selling point than the actual idea itself.
Yeah, like it's less of a risk, but it's not like, it's not specific to us or YouTube. It's like, say if Disney wanted to make a new sci-fi film, which would have the budget of Star Wars. They're not going to do that if they have the option to make Star Wars, because no matter how good the film is, the fact that it says Star Wars in front of it means that more people are going to go and see it, It's just it's just less of a risk. So, it's the same with anything like that. And so it's kind of, it's so difficult, and this is why I know we've had the conversation before, mainly about video games, about how you complain about, Activision's just making the same game every year and they're not trying something new. But it's so hard to make something new because it's just so hard to justify taking the risk, when you're gonna, there's a chance you might get a good payoff and it will create something new, and eventually that will happen. But it's so much easier for people to make the same things. That's why how many films are just remakes of old things now. You look at even great films, like we were talking about Jungle Book recently and how good it was, but it's not a new thing, it's a retelling of the same story. They're redoing Ghostbusters, all of Alvin and the Chipmunks. There's all of these old classic films and old classic franchise, and they're just doing them again and again and again and repeating them, and sometimes a new audience finds them, but a lot of it's for nostalgia, and it's so it's so hard to make something new. And I think that's getting harder and harder every year, because back when Star Wars came out, like, it was something that everyone would see. Or I think of a popular TV show. Think of something like The Simpsons. When that was coming out, there was a certain amount of channels, and they could there was a huge audience, and they'd only have a choice of a few things to watch. Now, you have television, you have YouTube, you've got these podcasts and stuff. There's so many different types of media and things people can do to entertain themselves. Like, it's just much more spread. So the audience is the same size, but they're spread out amongst more different things. So it's hard to create a new mega franchise, like Star Wars. It would be very difficult to create that again now. And so they kind of just keep using these old ones.
Yeah, I mean, and as well, it kind of sucks, as like you said, because people are doing less risks. There could be some amazing things that could come out, but as you said, they're just not prepared to spend the money to risk it all to do stuff like that.
Well, it's not worth
which kind of
it.
Sucks.
Like if I was a boss at Warner Brothers or Disney or EA or wherever, and I had the choice of like, hey, I've got this creative new idea, it's never been done before, don't know if it's going to work, or we could produce another one of these, and this will be the 10th one we've done of it, and all of them at this point have sold this many copies. The chances are this one's going to sell, at least this amount. Like, you're always going to pick that safe option. But at the end of the day, because of things like YouTube and indie games and stuff, it's also much easier to create something yourself now. Like, I can create a short film entirely by myself if I want. I could, in Minecraft I could do it. I've made a short film that I've done entirely by myself, and I can publish that, where in the past I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd have to have gone to a TV station and pitch my idea and get funding and get approval and do risk assessments and all of this stuff. I don't need to do that anymore. I can just do it myself. And the same with, games. You look at a game like Braid, which was like a puzzle platformer with like time traveling stuff. And it was made by pretty much one person, Jonathan Blow. And he just made it at home and he released it, and it was hugely successful and it was creative and it was new. Nothing had been like it. And that couldn't have happened 20 years ago. So things have kind of got maybe less creative for the big things. But overall, I think it's better because there's so many smaller things now.
I mean, like I said, with the kind of game that I'm doing, it's like completely sort of funded by me. I'm obviously needing a small group of people to make it happen, but like you said, the risk for me is, it's just for me. It's not, lots and lots and of money. If I'm confident, I think the risk is obviously quite low. I've got the backing. I can kind of push the game as long as it's good and I'm happy with it. And a lot more, like you said, smaller companies can kind of come forward and push their kind of dream game or their kind of ideas and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think there is a lot of good things that have come out of, these big companies not taking a lot of risk, because the little people can come through and have these successful games. So, yeah. But anyway, let's do a Stampy tip, okay?
Yep.
So I want to go back to Kiki Faith because she obviously left a nice comment and wanted to do a Squiddy tip. So I'm going to pick two, okay? So you got to go through this first one kind of quick because you've probably already touched on it, but just in case people want to know that are new when they're listening. So she asks, how do you come up with the creative builds you do for your series?
Okay, so for Lovely World, I have mentioned, I think, some of this briefly before. Basically, I come up with I either come up with a theme or a mechanic. So I have every time I discover something new in Minecraft, like, if you put a boat on an armor stand, it makes it spin in a circle, or if this happens and this happens. Anytime I find something, that it doesn't happen, by the way, but that was an example. So anytime I discover something new, I make a note of it, and then I try and work it out into a mini game, and then I have a sketchbook world, which I'm starting to do a few behind the scene videos, actually, of from where I start with an idea, and I record how many iterations and how many times I change the idea, and so I've actually started doing some videos like that. They're not up yet, basically because I've been doing them in advance. It means that I can't upload them yet because it will be spoilers for things to come. But if you look at my Stampy Longnose channel, they're going to be starting to come. So I guess if you want to find out exactly what my process is, then kind of check out that channel in maybe a few weeks, and you'll kind of see my sketchbook world and kind of understand, I guess, how much time is spent just iterating. I think the thing is, I think it always seems more impressive, the fact that people are able to come up with these ideas, or people say, how do you come up with a new minigame every week, whatever. And I think they kind of think that I sit down and I think, what if I had a game exactly like this and I already know what it's going to be and I've worked it out. But the thing is, it's not. I come up with a rubbish idea and then I keep changing it again and again and again until it's, good enough to be put in a video. So, the way to come up with a good idea is to come up with a bad idea and then keep changing it and altering it and improving it until it's good.
Okay. Do you think as well, because we haven't spoke about this much, are you still enjoying Do You Love the World as much? Like, how's it doing compared to like a couple of years ago? Is it still doing as good?
So, like, it doesn't get anywhere near as many views. Like, it was, like, that used to be the series. That used to be there was a point where I upload a Lovely World video and it would have, like, 3 million views within, like, a week or something. And all of my other videos, would get, like, less than half of that. That used to be kind of what people came for. And I think the reason why it's become less popular now is because I think that people come to these videos less for Minecraft now. I think a lot of people know how Minecraft works, and I think less people are looking for ideas and less people are looking for a Minecraft video, but they're more just looking for a funny video or an entertaining video or like a kind of silly montage to entertain them, less learning about Minecraft, I think. So I think that's kind of why it's got less popular. And also the fact that because I've done the same thing for so long, there'll be a certain amount of people who are just bored of it. Because I haven't changed the format at all, people just might have watched it to a certain point and then they've just got bored of it, and then they might stop watching and then they might come back and check every now and then, but they don't want to watch it every week anymore, which I'm fine with because I know that at the same time there'll be new people that have never seen it before and then they're starting at that point. So actually a lot of my other series at the moment, I think Cave Den is my most popular series at the moment. So, but in terms of my enjoyment doing it, it's always been my favorite series to record because it allows me to do something new and come up with ideas. So, like, I know that it's the series that I'm going to do for longer than any other series. I know I'm going to be doing it for way longer than any other thing that I do probably on YouTube. So, like, it's not going anywhere. Even if no one watches it, I'm going to still be doing it. And I'm not going to change the format drastically because I don't think I need to, because even though I start my videos in the same place, I always go and pick a dog, I do the love gun, all of that's the same, but what I'm actually building and what I'm creating is always new. So I feel like I can kind of have the format in terms of the length of the video and kind of the general format, but because I'm always doing something new, that doesn't bother me, the fact that I'm kind of doing it the same every week.
Okay, cool. Good answer.
Thank you. I came up with it myself.
There's excuse me. There's another Stampy tip.
I'm gonna lose my voice here. How many are we doing? Is this the
that
trilogy?
was kind of like, people kind of want. That was kind of gaming. Like, we do all sorts of topics in this, and like you're the only one that can kind of, do, the more serious things. So I wanted to just do one more, just because, I want to see how you get on with it. Okay. So someone wants to know, how can you kind of recover from a family member dying or like a pet dying or something like that? Like, what's the best way to kind of,
So I think
like an outlook on life or kind of tackle, like, how to kind of get over the whole situation or...
So this is actually a really good time to ask this question. And I know this isn't really comparable to a family member dying, but it's something that we chose to not really say. But recently, so our kind of little family it's me, Squishy, we have Ori the cat, then Sparky the hamster, and then we had a fish as well, which we had a giant fish tank for one tiny fish. But sadly, the fish passed away a couple weeks ago, which was sad. And then right before we left for the holiday, and Sparky died, like literally the day that we left for the holiday. And so that was a really sad thing, and that's something that, I mean, even more so for Squishy than it was for me, because it was Squishy's hamster at the end of the day. She's had it for years, and I've I was obviously upset as well, but not to the same point. So we've kind of been dealing with this, and I think that the best advice I would kind of give is to not avoid it. I think that it's easy to kind of just distract yourself. Like when anything sad's happened, it's easy to kind of just distract yourself from the thing and try and do something happy, watch TV and kind of not talk about it to other people that might be upset as well. And I think that's kind of the worst thing you can do. And I think that the trick isn't to suddenly try and be happy. The trick isn't to be like, something sad has happened, how can I get happy again? It's kind of, how can you deal with it and how can it get over it, and kind of the understanding that you're never going to be completely over it. It's always going to be a sad thing, but just coming to terms with what has happened and kind of just feeling okay, you know, within yourself about it is the important thing to do. So think about it. You know, when something sad's happened, you know, think of it, focusing on it. You know, of course, focus on the good times and the enjoyable times you've had with whoever or whatever it was. Talk to people about it. You know, celebrate in kind of the fun times. Look at old pictures and kind of try and have as much time off doing other things as you can to really spend time completely getting over it, and then you'll be amazed how after that how much better you feel. I mean, I think that's what worked for me, and because that's very much against my nature. When I'm upset or down or worried, like I don't open up about it. Like I'm just like, right, I'm gonna deal with this. Like, I mean, this is the worst mentality to have, but it's the mentality I have, and I don't think it's ever gonna change. Is when I'm down about something, I'm just like, right, I'm just going to ignore it, and eventually I'm going to get better. And I know that at some point I'm going to get happier. The situation won't be dealt with, but I'll end up feeling happier. And that's kind of the way I've dealt with things. And I think that almost can work with some things, but I wouldn't recommend it. That's just the way I deal with things. And I think for, you know, especially if it is, you know, someone close to you that has passed away, I think that is probably the worst way to deal with it. And in that circumstance, that is something that even I wouldn't do at that point. You know, I would, you know, want to talk about it, and, you know, you really just got to give yourself the time to be able to kind of move on and to come to terms with it, because it's weird, you know, it's when you think about it, you know, the thought of something that, you know, was there maybe the week before and is no longer there, that's something that's difficult to come to terms with. And so I think that, you know, you just got to get over it. You know, you will be upset, but that's okay. That's, you know, you're a human. That's the way we deal with these things.
Very good. Good stuff. Sorry to end on a bit of a
But if you want
sad
to know
note,
how to brush your hair with a hairband and a bit of paper, then...
I think we should start doing these the other way around so people can leave on a bit of a...
I don't know if we should. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we should, because I don't want to... I mean, it's not... like, I don't want it to be like ending on a downer, but I mean, hopefully... hopefully there's... The problem is, so a lot of these suggestions are quite specific, so it's kind of hard for me to give good advice, and even that example, you know, there's hopefully some people that might have meant something to, but there's other people that's something that they haven't, you know, luckily had to deal with yet, and so it won't...
Well, I think it's all good advice.
Yeah, it's all just quite specific, so hopefully that, you know, the things that I'm talking about, you know, are going to relate to people, and it's not a point where people just switch off from the podcast.
But yeah, I think that about wraps it up, Stamps, for today.
Okay.
That is a successful episode done. So yeah, for the next episode, when I'm away, make sure that you leave some origami swans. Like we said before, I'm going to give everybody a pat on the head, whoever does
are you literally away next week?
I leave on... So I'm going this Saturday coming till the Saturday after.
Squelk! So we were recording this on Monday, and I've just got back from holiday, and I realised that not only do I have to record... we've got to... this is going to be... I'm away I'm away Thursday and Friday as well, Squid. We got to end this. We got recording to do. Bye everyone. We got to go.
That's what I mean. I've got so much
videos
to do. I have like literally so many things to record between now. It's not even funny. Like this is the time when I wish I could bulk record. But no, this is good, Stamps. This is good.
Is it? Explain to me how this is good.
Me and you have something to start. Yes,
exactly. We do. What do we have to start?
No, you know what I'm talking about,
I don't have an idea. Are you talking about my new microphone?
No. The new thing.
The new thing?
The new thing.
Oh,
remember?
Oh, I know the new thing. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, there's a new thing coming.
Yeah, it should be good.
On Squid's channel.
Probably while I'm on holiday, actually, because if I'm running out of content, we'll probably just do some of that, which you guys will
enjoy. The thing that makes me laugh as well, Squid, is we've had this whole... So I'm not going to give away what it is, but it's something that's based off something we've done before. And it's just funny, we've had this whole conversation about, there's no original ideas, they're just remaking the same thing. What we're doing is based on a series we've done like a long time ago. And it's just made me laugh. That's literally what we've just done.
Yeah, but it was so much fun.
It was.
It was so much fun.
So there was something fun that me and Squid did a long time ago, and people enjoyed. And this is actually my suggestion. Squid was like, right, I want to do a new series. What should I do? And I was like, please, can we do something like this again? And so that's what we're doing. So hopefully, I'm sure, feel free to speculate. We won't let you know until it's online. It will be a surprise, but that should be coming next week, and that's going to be on Squid's channel.
Well, this podcast is online on Sunday, so it might have come before or after, depending. So.
Oh, exciting times! I can't wait. I loved it. It was so much fun.
But yeah, anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Whatever you're watching or listening it on, thank you. We'll be back next Sunday around 12 o'clock for another podcast. And we haven't actually mentioned when are we going to record like another podcast this week, or what's the plan? What's the deal here? Another Q&A?
Well,
Should we ask people for questions?
Do you want to do one on the road like I did, or would you not be able to do that?
I could try, but down south, with the dodgy reception and everything like that, and the place might not even have Wi-Fi. So I think we should just maybe do one like closer towards the end of the week, maybe Thursday or Friday, so we have a bit of more things
I want
about.
I want time to react to all of the swans. Is the thing.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, there'll be a podcast of some form up next Sunday. We don't know what it's going to be, but
it could be a Stampy judging competition. You could go through all the swans and describe them all.
We could even do as an option. I don't know what people will like about this, but just for a one-off, like separate ones. Like we do half an hour of Squid doing a podcast by himself, and then half an hour of me by myself, just to see I know it'd be completely different, but I always feel like that's something that I want to get better at, is just talking, just without anything to talk about, just speaking, and just to see whether I
just rambling. The ramblings of a madman.
I don't know. I mean, that might be a way how we could do it without worrying about Wi-Fi and stuff. You can just send me.
We need something to ramble about, though.
Well, we're not. I want that. I don't want to come. I want to just press record and ramble and see whether I can. So it might be awful, but it's an experiment. It's all about experiments. the podcast, new mics, new format.
I'm gonna be like, well, my coffee's cold. I'm sat here.
What we could do is we could maybe do it with live tweeting, where like people are tweeting live as we're doing the podcast, and we can be replying.
Oh, that could be kind of cool.
So something like that. So we're working. I mean, this is the worst time to plan it. We're planning it when we're not recording. We're working out. There'll be a podcast next week. It might be rubbish. It might be the best thing ever. We'll find out together. But that is the end of episode 11. We want to thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.